Welcome back. Welcome back.
Here again,
Welcome
baby.
back. Where we
Episode
at?
10, yes, sir.
Episode 10. Yeah.
What's up?
Five.
That's that
Yes,
milestone,
sir.
baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Episode 10, y'all. Man, we finally here, y'all. It's been quite a journey so far. What's it been like for y'all, man?
It's been great, man. I love it, for real. I love it. It's like, yeah,
I'm starting to love it.
You wasn't in love with it? Yeah, the warm-up tour.
I wasn't, you know what I mean? You messing with a chick and you're not sure.
Nah,
you gotta be sure before you mess with her.
you better be.
Sure, I just jumped in it.
Nah, for sure. But yeah, man, it's been amazing. Episode 10. God man. So what are we talking about tonight, gentlemen? Talk to us.
So today, we're gonna kind of switch it up, kind of go back to what we were doing before.
What is
but you said, what is that?
Yes,
Kind
sir.
of running off one topic and letting this topic, just kind of flow. And
Okay.
if it goes the hour, we kind of go the hour. But if not,
Okay.
then we come up with another topic. But I'm pretty sure this topic here is going to go the hour.
All right.
This topic here. Today we're talking about business, work, and creating the future that we want, as men. And yeah, man, for us here, we are, this world is in a situation or in a place where a lot of people just choose to work 9 to 5s because they feel like that they have to work 9 to 5. There's no other option. So the question I present to you guys is, do you think it's better to work a 9 to 5, or do you think it's better to go out and create your own business?
Talk to him, Tom.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's really the mindset that you have. There's some people out there that'll really take like a good high-end paying job with great perks and benefits and like retirement and shit. And their mindset is, if I do this for X amount of years, I'm good for life. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bullshit jobs out here too. So people have a worse mindset. But in the most ideal aspect of working a job, people think that with a business, I mean, it's like with business, it's like a give or take. It's like a dice roll. I mean, you could do business, you could fail or not make a lot of money, or you can fucking skyrocket. You know what I mean? And create a whole different lifestyle for yourself because you're not necessarily putting in that physical time working. Have people working for you. So I mean, it's really with the mindset. Me personally, I think running a business is a successful one, of course. It's more lucrative because like you're creating your own perks and your own lifestyle. I mean, you're not so trapped into like living someone else's dream or making someone else's dream come true. What about you, T?
Nah, I fuck with it. I feel the same, man. I feel like it's along with, it's all about what you do and, how that mindset continues to change and evolve. I would hope everybody in the world wants the best, not just for themselves, but for the future, not to live for yourself, for too long, It's definitely okay to be selfish in the time that you need to be selfish, but I think like, if working a 9 to 5 is a goal for someone, a life goal, I hope that they keep their mind open to other possibilities. If they do, work to a certain level and take all them skills, and then eventually, open their own business, then I'm all for that. But I do believe that. Well, I believe that a person should want to, own something of their own. Like if you learn something and you've been working for some other people for so long and you done crafted it, What's
Mhm.
stopping you from, using that to open your own business? Like, you know everything about it. You know where to get the people. It's like, man, and I feel like, that'll be able to help your people, not just the ones you know now, but the ones in the future. That'll help them a lot more than the 9 to 5. You can't really put too many people in your family, put them on in that business, even if you are like the manager there. You feel me? You can't end up hiring 10 of your family
Right.
members,
You ain't got the final say so.
yeah, and then them going up to the same level you are or higher, without nepotism or anything like that. So I feel like, and that business can go under, and then what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Which
that's a
which
fact.
is what a lot of homeowners, not a lot of homeowners, but a lot of homeowners as well, because they eventually like lose their job and they don't know what to do. But if you do take that risk and bet on yourself, I feel like you'll always get the most award from it, whether you are successful at one point, or you have a little lesson you got to go through. I feel like that's definitely something that a person should at least want to experience, just to see what it's like. So nothing's wrong with a 9 to 5. You don't have to. There are some people that just live off the grid, buying a house and some land for about probably 100K to 200K down, and don't got no electric bills, and and they're happy. They got their family, their farm, their horses, their animals. So it's all about the heaven that you want to create at the end of the day. But you do also have to be conscious of that. You can't be too selfish, and
Mhm.
try to expand your mind to the possibility of you being able to do more for the people that you haven't even met yet, or that you won't ever meet.
That's right. That's right. Yo, and I kind of agree with you too. You brought up the word selfish, and I think we had this conversation off the pod before. But
Probably. Because we always talking. We always.
uh,
I mean, I'm always talking. I'm
but
always talking. Yeah.
as far as work for me, I mean, uh, is it better to work a 9 to 5 or to be self employed or have your own business? It depends on the person, really. If the person is a lazy person and doesn't have any self control and can't, make decisions on their own, and then that person
At the
is
moment,
likely,
because yeah, that might be
right,
good
at
for
the
them.
moment, right.
Yeah.
But that person is likely to, need a job if that person is
Mm-hmm.
trying to make income
Yeah.
because jobs tell you exactly what the fuck to
Yeah. It's
do.
training. It'll
Right, right.
train you. If you
But
don't got
over
it, then
some time, jobs are not meant to be a permanent thing. And I don't see people building wealth from jobs. And the type of person I am, I want to be wealthy. I am wealthy. I speak that shit into existence. You dig? I don't can't work a job. I can't have people telling me what to do and then be in a position, that I'm doing more work than everybody else and I know more than everybody else, but I'm getting paid less than everybody else or the same as everybody else. Like that shit makes no sense to me. No, I
yeah.
could do this on my own. It's just staying consistent, just staying there. But back to what I was trying to say is you brought up the point laziness, and I feel like um people who work a 9 to 5 and just get stuck in that 9 to 5. I feel like that, not to be insulting, but it's not
Here it
lazy,
comes.
but it's what's the word? Not lazy, but
It's
what's the word?
comfortable. Some
It's
people find
comfortable.
comfort in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very comfortable to those people, and they're not helping. It's selfish. That's the word I was looking for. They're not helping the world. We were put in this world to help everybody, and if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're just providing for yourself and your family, that's selfish. Those are only your needs, and I feel like
Mm.
that's very selfish. Whereas you create a business and you can help the world. If you're helping the world, it's so many people that's relying on you. You don't even know.
And not just even
It's
selfish to the world. Selfish to yourself.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You can be giving yourself and experiencing and giving your soul so many different energies that you feel me, you're restricting yourself from. So yeah, man,
Mhm.
it's if I feel like anything that you lean on or find comfort in for too long, and you're not growing even just a little bit,
Mhm.
you're not doing yourself any justice, and you are being too selfish.
Staying
You're
in a
being too
stagnant
selfish
place,
being selfish.
comfortable. Comfortable. Hmm.
Yeah.
So with that said, do y'all think a 9 to 5, or do y'all think a 9 to 5 is for everybody? Do y'all think being self-employed or owning your business is for everybody? How do you feel about that?
What would the world be like if everyone had a business?
It'll be a bargain. Everybody be bargaining. I got a service or I got some materials or I produce them and I'm able to combine them a certain way that you might need to make whatever the fuck you make. You feel me? Then the person next down to you, he might need what the fuck I done gave to you, what you done put to your shit. You feel me? And we'll be, doing it like that. It'd be a bargaining system instead of, oh, you have to have me working here. You don't need that many people to have an operating job, business. I can
And not
hire
to cut you
family,
off,
and most people got kids. So
not to cut you off, but what was it, like 19 in the 1920s is when the 40-hour work week was created. So people were doing other things before that 40-hour work week was created. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it,
people was owning businesses.
it's
Well, you said
bargaining.
the 40s was still during slavery, so
But you said the 40s. Well, 1920s when they created the 1926 to be exact is when they created. It was top or what's his name? Ford. What's his name?
I got you. Yep, Ford.
Okay, Henry
Yep,
Ford. Yeah, yeah. He created the 40-hour work week. 5 hours, or 5 days, 8 hour shift. He
yep.
created that. So
The
before that,
extension, the extension of slavery.
Right.
but before that, people were doing their own business. And what I'm asking is, yeah, do you think that a 9 to 5 is for everybody? It might be. It might be,
Mm,
temporarily though. But do
yeah,
you think
I mean,
do you think a business is for everybody? Owning the business is for everybody.
I feel like it is. You just gotta find out basically what are you willing to do for free. And are you
I
when
hear
if
that.
and if you're willing to do that for free, are you also willing to be the best at that? Not just for anybody else, but for yourself.
So, yep.
And if that's a yes, then go ahead, make a business out of it. Somebody's gonna buy it. If you're the best at whatever the fuck it is,
Mhm.
someone's gonna buy it. So, I mean, but if you're not there yet, like we've been saying with many different conversations, we are privileged to have a different outlook on certain things and be able to share different perspectives with each other and have a civil conversation, whether we agree or disagree. A lot of people
Facts.
aren't able to have these conversations or just the realization that they can be more, but or just achieve more or manage more, be responsible for more and risk more. A lot of
Mhm.
people like, nigga, that shit sound crazy. Nigga, like,
Mhm.
nah, I'm definitely not doing that. You tripping. I might not get paid, bruh. And I got
Exactly.
you tripping. So I
It's the
mean,
security. It's the
yeah,
security.
yeah. But at the same time, everybody got their own path. As long as you keep your mind open, to you being able to achieve more, you gonna get there, man. You gonna get there. So work that motherfucking job, but make sure if you do got an idea about something, you got a passion in something, put a couple hours, if not half this. So if you put 8 hours at a job, put 4 hours into something that you really love. Whether you're thinking about making into some money or something, you feel me? Just practice at least 4 hours, man. And you'll be amazed at what you've been able to create at the end of the year, or two,
That's a
or three,
fact.
4, or 5.
That's
That's
a
a
fact.
fact. And to add to that, I like to tell people, or I like to say that faith is the secret to life. So no matter what you do, if you got faith in what you're doing, and then you're gonna make it. You're gonna hit your goals. You're gonna do what you say you wanted to do because you got faith in what you want to do, and because you got faith, you're never gonna give up. And if you never give up, you're gonna make it. Even if it takes all your life, you're gonna make it.
Nah, straight up.
Depending on how big your goal is for real, your
Yeah, I
dream.
mean, I mean the shit that it just changed. Where we're getting more younger millionaires and more younger wealthy people. The average age for an entrepreneur to have that breakthrough where they're not being negative anymore was around 40 years old and higher. It wasn't anything lower than that for a long time. It just started changing where we're getting these millionaires that's super young
Mhm.
and shit with with the availability and the new creation of different money and things of that sort. So, it's, man, just work something, man. Work something. Have a plan of doing something bigger for yourself and being better, man. Excuse me.
Working gonna be hard and having a business gonna be hard. Choose your hard. Pause.
Mm.
Word.
Pause.
This
Pause.
sounds
That's
crazy. Wow, crazy.
Okay, so
I'm gonna put something in there right there. I'm gonna put somebody from New York saying, "Hey, yo." Nah, straight up.
So I
Yes,
think we
sir.
kind of touched on this question already. I don't see nobody else asking questions, so I'm gonna keep going.
Hey,
But
question man, question man.
if working a 9 to 5 doesn't create financial freedom, and I feel like that's everybody's goal. Nobody wants to be working a 9 to 5 their whole life, and if they do, I'm sorry I left you out. But I don't feel like nobody wants to work a 9 to 5 their whole life. And if working a 9 to 5 doesn't lead you to financial freedom, and then why do y'all think most people do stay in these jobs for their entire life into what do you call it, retirement?
Because they was taught that, like the whole general education teaches us to be consumers. We're not taught anything about like financial literacy, the way money works, things like that. Like we're like most people are financially illiterate. So, they work to just pay bills and buy things they desire. They don't really work and then invest. You need some type of mentorship or just like some type of breakthrough or some type of circle that introduce you to that. It's not like the intake of financial literacy and the information of it will be easy to receive nowadays. So you're just taught to just get a good job, go to school, get a loan, pay the loan back, get a house, pay that loan back.
No, I get you.
You get it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like I think that's what's really stopping like most people from even having that mindset. Some people get it, some people just hustle and just look at it as a hustle and then it becomes a business or whatever. But like we're not taught that. We're not no, no, we are taught that. Some people are taught that. We're not very exposed to that. Just reword that.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, I be reiterating myself. Can't really break it down, but it's just the way that we're generally taught. We're not exposed to like anything that pertains to running a business or managing money or anything with finances. Like we're not generally taught that. You'd have to be taking a special program, a special class, or be within a special group, or like just exposed to it in one way, shape, or form. It's like the average person is just not going to get exposed to that information. So what they're going to do, they're going to need money. I'm going to do what everyone else is doing. I'm gonna look for a job. You know what I'm saying? The people just gonna sign themselves up for it and that be that. I just think that a lot of people are not knowledgeable about it.
So how do we get the masses, especially of our community? How do we get our people more into entrepreneurship and building things for ourselves so that we're not relying on the opposite race to come in and hand us, hand-me-downs and shit like that? How do we get the masses into the black masses into entrepreneurship and going beyond working a 9 to 5 so that we're actually creating for our families and our community and shit like that?
That would take us. That would honestly take us like creating and like managing our own cities and towns. To where we have like our own schools. Like I believe I said this an episode ago. Like the Jewish people have like their own police, their own schools and stuff like that. If we have something similar to that, not necessarily the police, but with the educational system, where like you had to be a person of like melanin to go to that school, whatever, and they expose you to that certain information generally. Every student that's in that school, I think it would kind of start there,
Wouldn't that lead to segregation again?
possibly. Possibly.
You don't see nothing wrong with that. He said,
Possibly. Who
maybe
knows?
it's okay, huh?
Might be. Who knows? Who knows?
What you over there thinking, Thomas? You quiet, man?
I, I hate talking, man. I
That's
hate
why. That's why I
talking.
was running my mouth,
I
man.
hate
I
talking.
was trying to do you a slide. I was trying to do you
I
a solid.
appreciate it. I appreciate it because I hate talking. I hate talking. But since you asked me, now what did you ask? What was the last question you had asked?
What would it take for
Oh yeah, what
black
do we gotta?
people to?
What would it take for us
We
to
gotta
build our own? What would it
we
take for us?
gotta. It's a part of what it's a part of definitely a part of what you said at the end, Antone. Excuse me, and what we talked about, previous conversation. There does need to be some segregation in as far as the allotment of resources to our people specifically without having it include other people. We need, you know, for our community to continue doing what they're doing, creating programs that are, reaching out to the community, whether it's all males, so a young woman, if she or older woman, a woman period, if you have a child and that child doesn't have a son, get him involved in different programs, get him around other men. You feel me? Give him somebody he can look up to. Women the same way as far as your daughter. There's many different programs, but we have to start doing it ourselves and doing it more. Investing in our community, man. Having conversations like this, and then expanding and going beyond that. Opening up our own schools, like you said, Tone. Uh, we have to start creating that system for ourselves, man. And that's what's going to get us there. Uh, then it does have to be some segregation, like I said, with the allotment of resources, because a lot of the times, as it's been, if they give something out to minorities, shit, they was allowing white women to dip into them funds for a long, long time in all states, which was like a way that they can siphon money from the resources and then allowing everybody else who was, considered minorities. And then the money, when it does get to us, is trickled down to some bullshit wreck that isn't really funded or something like that. So we need grants that's specifically for us. We need grants that's not just supporting our children, but it's also supporting entrepreneurs like ourselves to say, you know what, Tone and Tony, Thomas, you guys have a good heart, and I feel like you guys can, have an organization, a nonprofit organization, whether it's just having conversations with children who pop up on here and they have questions, and we're going to pay you this certain amount of money just to do it every week, every so many times a week. They need to do more programs like that. More programs where they're showing kids, giving kids trades again. Making them see that there's things that they can actually create with their own hands. Starting from dirt and then building the whole building or gardens and shit like that. More things that showing our people that there's other things outside of the walls that we're so used to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but we doing it, man. Giving back as much as we can, and then as we continue to succeed and evolve into the people that we want to evolve into. Hey, we keep giving back. Share what we know. You feel me? We on here sharing our opinions, sharing our beliefs, our faiths, and we're gonna continue to grow. We're not always right, but we are always right in what we believe. Because we don't believe it with no hater. It's all love. So, but they're gonna be able to continue to see us grow. And man, so it's all just siphon back your resources to your people, whether it's just some little education. So,
Yep. Now I feel it. What kind of question? What questions you got for me, Tom?
Before that question, I do want to add in there that what we were talking about just now about like having our own as a people. Yeah, I heard of Black Wall Street already, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I
You
want
talking
to
about you said
know.
Black Wall Street?
Yeah, Black Wall Street.
Tune me in. I might not be
Yeah, what about it?
hip on what you talking about.
I mean, we already had something like this going, and that shit got destroyed. Long story short,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. You
so
talking
I
about the
guess
past?
yeah, I guess that's the fear of black people being united. Like I don't know, there's something I don't know, man. There's something that they're just so scared of a black unity. But
Yeah.
yeah, we at some point we did have something like what we're talking about, and
Yeah, it was more. It was not just one. It was all throughout the United States. All throughout the United States, everywhere we were settled in a group and we had our own towns, it was more than one place, bruh. More than five, more than 10. There we were thriving. We were thriving, and they attacked us. All throughout the United States, they attacked, burned, and killed every community that we had thriving, and forced us on the outskirts, and then continue to build a system. And it is what it is. But now that shit ain't going, man. That shit is not going. It's too many eyes. They're losing. They're losing by their own hand, bruh. Evil does not prevail. It doesn't.
Right.
So at the end of the day, they're trying so hard at a battle that you're going to lose. Now they're trying to make AIs that AI is gonna fuck with us too. They gonna know the truth. So it's like keep giving us more weapons, man. Keep making us stronger if you want to, but evil don't win, man.
Okay, I hear you. What's the next question we got here, man?
since we're talking about business and money and financial literacy, just wanted to
Money.
also ask y'all, like, what's your? I already gave my opinion. Just want to hear y'all's. What's y'all opinion on why it's like so scarce? Like, why is it so rare to be exposed to like financial literacy? Like, just one of y'all thoughts. I just want to see if y'all agree with me, really, but just one of y'all thoughts because I didn't get to hear y'all's.
Why is it so scarce to
Yeah.
have financial literacy?
Well, not only that, but the information of it.
But that's it. It's information, and a lot of people don't seek information. A lot of people just go along with life with the information that's presented in front of them, living life first grade or kindergarten through 12th grade, and then after 12th grade or college they stop learning. So they don't try to seek financial literacy, because seeking financial literacy takes you learning on your own and taking the time that you could be spending having fun at a bar dancing or whatever, putting that time into a book, or anything else that teaches you, a seminar or anything like that. But people don't seek these things, and they expect to you can't expect to have these things if you don't seek these things. So that's just my take there. If you don't seek it, you can't have it.
How do you seek something that you've never been exposed to?
Just takes reading. I mean, it just takes reading, because I can't say I can't really answer that question, because I was never
like,
exposed to financial literacy, but I opened the book and I started reading, and then boom, I exposed myself to it. So it just takes picking up a book and reading, or wanting more, because through your life, you should see everybody, through their life. You see when people's lives are ending, you see how people's lives are ending, you see what type of positions that they end in. You should want better. You should always want better than anybody. You should want better for your family. You should want better for your kids. So it's as simple as picking up a book and just wanting more.
got it.
With that being said, I just looked it up. It said 54, and this is just one source. It said 54% of U.S. Americans have a reading level below the sixth grade, bro.
That's terrible.
So
Wow.
imagine what percentage of that is people in
Hmm.
our community. You feel me?
Hmm.
It's like, man, the system is working. It's working so beautiful in they favor, man. It's working so beautiful. Like I said before, man, I was substitute teaching, man. Excuse me, in the public schools. Man, it's sad, bro.
They used to
It's
throw the
sad
paper
as
balls
fuck.
at you.
Nah, nigga, ain't nobody never going.
They was putting
Nah,
thumbtacks in his chair.
yeah,
Some
nah,
just never got no respect, so I just had to ask,
hell nah.
So,
That look like y'all niggas. That should happen to y'all. Hell nah.
I was one of the first ones throwing the paper balls. Like I was
Hell
stupid.
nah. Hell nah. That never happened to me. But it's crazy to see just how bad they are, man. Like man, it's they so now the school. So what I'm seeing is more the majority of the students in the class don't even know they don't know how to read, bruh. They don't know basic math, and this is probably like what that was probably like fifth, sixth grade, bruh. These kids are don't and then the teachers aren't teaching what they're supposed to be teaching, and then they're also trying to cater to a couple students and not trying to teach the overall class. So they're not teaching the subject they're supposed to be teaching, and they're not focusing on the majority of the classroom at all. And then they're allowing some students just to leave to go to a class where they're not doing nothing in there. It's
I
like,
won't cut you off for real,
yeah,
but I wouldn't put all that on the teachers. I would not put all that on the teachers.
They
no,
just
what
doing their job. They just doing their job and doing what they was told the
I,
fuck to do.
of course, it's the first teachers is always at home,
This is the
always. But
curriculum. This is the
this,
curriculum you have to teach. Do it.
yeah,
That's pretty
but
much it for them.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm focusing mainly on this part because there's so many different aspects of this shit. But as far as the teacher, I mean, as far as the literacy rate, if it's being stunted and basically destroyed at the level of the sixth grade level,
Yeah,
the
that's still
parents don't more
sixth
than likely
grade.
don't the parents more than likely don't have it.
Mm.
So it's like the condition right now, the system is beating our people down. So man, but I feel like they do have to read, but I feel like the information is not as prevalent as you would think it would be. Like I don't think these people even I don't think they can even fathom, not all, because there's the majority of our people are excelling and they are striving to be better. But there's a large number of our people that are just oblivious to other information like this, of that there could possibly be more, just because they've been conditioned so bad due to the system that their programming is like, nigga, you try to input a program into their system, they're gonna crash, bruh. Like this shit is not gonna make sense. They gonna go and just burn out, bruh, and just be like just stuck there. Like
That's robot.
they CPUs can't take it, bruh.
Alright.
So it's all about like deprogramming yourself. But you know, get we got to give them that information. Whether we give it to them, like we have a brother that's that says it a certain type of way, and he gets to him, or we say it a certain type of way, and we get to certain people. I think it's all about just putting your best foot forward, and giving as much information and clues that there's more information to people as much as we can. But man, yeah, it's a tricky system, man. It's a tricky system.
I
So
said it
the
before.
curriculum is fucked up, pretty much.
You said what was?
Oh, the whole curriculum is fucked up.
Of course, it's not meant to make people smart.
It's not meant to make people rich or anything.
The
else, but
system,
it's
the
meant to.
system is the people that rise above it are people that think like us, and people like I've been thinking like this all my life. I'm fucking
Mhm.
super smart. When I went to school, like this shit was like even
Yo,
college, like this shit is like so we're different and privileged to have that ability to have different perspectives, but the system is doing what the fuck it was meant to do, man.
That's kind of where I was about to say. Is it's very important. I think I made this on a Facebook post, but it's important who you know. Who you surround yourself around, because you could surround yourself around somebody that does nothing but drugs, and this person just had your ass influenced in drugs all your fucking life. But if you surround yourself around people that are trying to build or are building something greater than themselves, and then because you see this, and because that person's influence is there, you see how great this person is doing, and then that that influences you. Even if you don't want it to influence you, it influences you. And influence is a big part of life, because whether you know it or not, you're influenced by your surroundings, by your family, by your friends. Even if you don't know, influence is a big part of life. So who you are around, it matters a lot. So even if you don't pick up a book, if you are around some smart people, and then that can help you make better decisions or bring you to what we were talking about before, financial freedom.
Yep. And listen to audiobook, y'all. If y'all can't read,
Audiobooks.
hey, my audiobooks hit hard. Tone put me on, put that shit on 1.5
Mhm.
or 2 point or 2.
2.5 too, right?
And fast forward and get through as many books as you can, and
I ain't gonna
watch
hold
as
you.
many positive movies as you can, and you feel me,
I
get
never
inspired somehow.
I never read a manual book, like a physical book, like never, all the way to fucking grown age. I never read a physical book, a whole physical book, not until like 3 or 4 years ago. Other than that, it was just Audible, and I got stuck on Audible, like just reading book after book after book after book. Once
Well,
I
yeah,
started reading books, but before I just hated reading books.
yeah. As long as you find some comprehension in it, shit, that's all that matters. Shit, for real, for real.
You
But
gotta teach
yeah,
yourself nowadays, man. You can't even depend on that general knowledge you got. Should I have you just
that's what
working
I did.
both job?
Shit, I did that shit. I shared the story, but shit, even in college, I taught myself like, hey, I can't understand what the fuck this motherfucker's talking about. I'm going to the library. I'm gonna teach myself this shit.
Right.
I don't understand what the fuck. I'm just wasting my time in this bitch. Fuck this. But yeah, you got to. You got. But yeah, people find your resources. Whatever helps you, man. Find that resource out, man. For real, for real.
You know what I think is a big holdback or a setback for a lot of people? It's
What?
the It's like when it comes to having a 9 to 5, or starting your own career, or starting your own business. It's the risk. It's the risk, and a lot of people are very uncomfortable with the risk, and it makes it almost
Of
like
the
Mm-hmm.
unknown.
impossible. Right?
Of
Yeah,
the
it's too much of
unknown.
the
It's
impossible. Yeah.
the same people who be scared of the dark and shit. And when they get older, that fear just manipulates its way into a different aspect of your life. So now you scared of this, or you scared of your boss, or you scared to be a leader. You when they ask who wanted to lead the conversation, you feel me? That fear will find you wherever you try to run if you allow it to be something that exists in your life. So yeah, man.
Yeah, if you don't
Shit,
face
don't
it up
fear
front,
none,
it's
man.
gonna eventually come back. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and shit. Fear ain't nothing but an opportunity, man, to get
Mm-hmm.
better. So shit,
opportunity to grow.
take
Yes,
that
sir.
shit on, man. Take it on. Ain't shit scary for real, man.
Everybody just want that security. Go to a place. Well, this is what I got to do for this much an hour. All right. Then you got motherfuckers that go there and figure out a way to do the bare minimum there. Like people, like it's kind of like laziness, or lack of like mental, like
It's all of
yeah,
it.
like thank you.
It's all
I
of
don't
it.
even think about it. Thank you.
It's like people don't want to. You can't create your own business because you're too lazy to take
People
all this.
don't want to think.
True, that's true. You can boil it all down to
All
that.
it is.
People don't want to think about it for themselves.
Yeah,
They
and
don't want to think
sometimes
for
people
themselves.
gotta, you feel me, gotta use these jobs, as training to learn how to think, you feel me? That way they can be exposed to certain, ideas like, oh shit, this is all he does. This is what a manager is. Like
Right.
I can do that. Then they get the manager job, like, what's after this? Cause this shit easy. Then they get exposed to some more information, and you feel me? It's if you use it the right way, I feel like if you just allow yourself to be open to more possibilities, then you'll be all right. But if you do close your mind, and close and trap yourself into a box of just being something that everybody else done told you or something you done heard before, and you can't
Hmm.
think of nothing original to think for yourself and who you are, man, you're gonna be in a bad situation because you're gonna continue to live that life that other people have set out for you, and whenever something else changes, you're gonna have to adjust to that because all you know is to get down with whatever they've been saying. you know?
That's a fact. They
So
don't want people to think for themselves at all. That's
not at all. They say, don't do that,
like
don't do that.
disrespect.
That's too scary. That's too
And
scary.
we're in the
Come get
PC
this.
culture.
I'll give
We're
you
in the
this
PC
and
culture, so like it's even worse now. This whole PC culture makes everything like way worse. Politically correct if people are not catching on, but like you kind of got to go with the crowd. It's about what the crowd thinks, and if the majority of the crowd feels this way, this is what's right. Instead of like you saying, but this is morally wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I was about to
I
get
think
some
that's why
examples,
people
but
hate me. I think that's why people hate me because I'm not the PC nigga. I'm not gonna anything that's politically correct. I'm not gonna just go with it just because it's
yeah.
politically correct. You know, it got to be correct in my mind, so it got to make sense to me. Otherwise, it's not correct. Otherwise, it's Tony's wrong. For real.
That's right. And it gotta have some love and positivity in it. Yeah, if anybody coming at you with anything that's negative or something, they're trying to push some agenda or make you think a certain type of way. You already know where they coming from, man. They coming from a place of evil. So I mean, it really don't matter what no one else thinks. If it's not positive and they're not trying to add to your life and it's something negative and they're trying to take away your energy or your time or your success or your money or whatever
Mhm.
it is, if there's somebody and there's people out there, no matter who they are, if they're trying to take from you, that's an evil person. So I mean, evil people gonna do what evil people do because evil energy is evil energy. But all you can do is learn, adjust, and keep doing what the fuck you doing. You feel me? No matter what. As long as you know you
uh,
coming from a place of good and you know that you even if you are even not not saying anyone is wrong, even if you do eventually changing your mind to, think something else, you know, you're giving yourself that ability to do that and that grace to do that. If people trying to come into your life and try to judge you or you feel me of where you at and they're not even trying to work with you or give you you need any guidance or anything, it's evil, man. So fuck what people think. It don't matter what nobody think. If it ain't positive, hey, fuck them, man.
Mhm. That's a
what
fact.
really matters is what you think, and whether no matter what you're thinking, you're right. So choose your thoughts as well. Like
Yeah, as long as it's of good energy, man. Shit, you can't go wrong. Now you can't be a fucking evil ass person and just think the way you think is good. Shit, it's a lot of evil people like that, pedophiles and shit like that, and rapists and all type of murderers and shit. I mean, just because you think something don't mean it's right. But if it's good energy, shit, you can't go wrong. Shit, and everyone grows. So you feel me? But if the motherfucker try to judge you and don't even give you the ability to grow, or they try to teach you, they just trying to say wrong and you're wrong. Like, come on, man.
And just to add on to what you're saying, a lot of people, there's a lot of things that just haven't been done yet. And a lot of people will tell you that it's impossible to do these things. But as long as you don't give up on something that you have goals to achieve or your goal is to achieve, and then, and you can't do wrong. You can't do wrong. If you feel like it's possible and then keep going after it because it's only impossible to the person that believes that it's impossible.
Yeah,
If you
straight
think
up,
it's possible, find a way to make that shit possible, but don't give up on your goal.
hmm
straight up.
another
So
thing I wanted to segue into earlier is the importance of goals and how it affects a person like in their everyday lives. Like a person like just y'all takes on a person with goals versus a person with no goals. Um, because there's to me personally, it's kind of a double-edged sword. But that's just me personally. To each his own, but just one of y'all thoughts on that.
Well, the second part, I feel like a pro of somebody, because it's me. Ever since I was little, my mom would tell you I've always tried to be a perfectionist and everything, coloring inside the lines. If I didn't, I'd cry and rip the shit up. I just always had wanted to be perfect, bruh, and always be unique and different. So that's always been one of my goals, and I've always, also had a goal in my life is, being someone who's going to change the dynamic and change the trajectory of my future and my family and the present's lives. Uh, and I've taken on that responsibility. And with that responsibility, I know that, you have to have goals. You have to set goals for yourself because it not only motivates you when you hit those milestones, but it also gives you time to reflect on how far you've come, all the things you've been able to learn, and to analyze if you're still on track. And if you continue to have goals and you continue to work them, you'll continue to see that you're heading in the right direction. You're doing the same thing that you said you were going to do, no matter how long it takes you. You still have a goal, and if if you're a person that has morals, if you're a person that has, you know, um, standards for the love and the energy that they give to the world, then you'll find yourself, taking the long journey. So, but with that being said, you also get to learn so many different things about yourself. You're going to always be doing self reflection, always, because you don't got
Mm-hmm.
nobody else to blame. So, the only person you can is you. And so you're always looking in the mirror. So I think that's definitely a pro that someone has, if they're a person that's goal oriented, they're always self-reflecting and they're always doing it in a positive way that, it reinforces that still, man. It makes them sharper and it keeps them going, man. So yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For
Well
me,
said.
I'm I don't think I'm the best at setting goals. I feel like I have a goal in my head and I wake up and I achieve these things daily, but I don't like take the time to write out or set out long-term goals. I wake up, it's like I think maybe I don't know how.
I think you,
um
you do it though. What are you talking about? This nigga said, I don't
no,
know
but
how I
listen,
set goals,
listen.
but I set
Like
goals every day and I achieve them every day.
I
I don't know
don't
what I'm
set
doing.
them like like write them on paper or anything, but in my head, I do know that when I wake up in the morning, I do have to work out, and I knock my workout out every day. So it's not like a goal; it's more of a routine for me. Another thing is my meditation. I knock that shit out every day. It's not a goal; it's more of a routine to me. When I come to my business shit, it's not. I don't really have a goal. Like I need to do X amount every day, but I do put in my all to make sure that I'm giving all my effort that day. But I'm bad at setting goals, if that makes sense. Or maybe
Nah,
that
that don't
is
make
setting
sense. Cause
goals. I
what
don't
you're
know.
saying is, you just been able to, like, anyone who doesn't, no one really likes to go to the gym, but you can trick yourself into knowing, like, this is actually good for me. I don't want to go, but I need it. My body
I
needs it now.
need it,
So
right.
you taking it out of being a goal. It's just a part of who you are now. It's just so you are accomplishing the goals every day. You set a
Right.
goal out for you to do these
Yeah.
things, and you accomplish them. You just don't see it that way.
You
It's
don't
you
see it
now.
that
It's me,
You
way.
feel
yeah,
You
me?
it's
don't
my
see it
So
that
routine.
way,
Yeah.
but
so yeah, you're
at
living in
some
the
point it
present.
was a goal. At some
Yeah,
point it
yeah,
was a goal.
and you're living
I
in
hear
the
you. I hear
present
you.
with a goal in mind. You know what you want. You want to give your family a better
Mhm.
life, and you know that you have to do it. And in order
Right,
to
right.
do it, you have to do these
Just
things to
take
keep
these
your
steps
mind,
and you
your
just,
body, and
well,
everything else focused on that goal. You feel me? So
So
I
pretty
I, I
much,
think you just living in the present. You know where you're
yeah,
going. You feel me?
yeah.
uh-huh.
So you just
Pretty
living in the
much
present.
he done achieved all his goals to the listeners, so he don't even got no more. It's just automatic now for y'all motherfuckers that's not getting it. Know what I mean? Like my boy is just on a whole nother level.
It's tripping. No, I got
Right.
goals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still want to
He
be financially free
not
and
stressing.
wealthy
Yeah.
and
He
shit.
just he just he just living in the present versus somebody who could possibly just be living in the future. And not saying nothing's wrong with that because I'm more of like that as well. I'm more of the almost I say probably I probably say I probably say 60-40, 60 in the future, 40 in the present. I'm getting better. It's gonna be more here and less there. But in order to the way my mind is, I have to construct, the future to a certain amount and then
Mhm.
be able to come back here in the present and to,
And live.
and as a reward, I see family and things of that sort. But the things that I have in mind from, my goals, not just for me, but for my family in the future, I'm the only person that's doing it. So this shit takes a lot of brain power. So I have to literally sit here and construct year by year what I'm do. And I have to, not just do it as far as external things, but I also have to do it internally. So that takes a lot of time of just, just thinking inside, being present, but also, projecting my brain into the future. So it's like it's
That's the hardest part of life. The
yeah, yeah,
hardest part
it's a
of life is
balance.
just trying to keep your mental intact. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's the
it's a
hardest part of
balance.
life.
Yeah, it's a balance, and it's a balance. It's a balance, and sometimes you might get. I know I do get caught in the future if I'm really if it's some. I find myself at times being in the future, like I said, because sometimes I have to be Batman. I got to be in the cave by myself. Cause shit, who else gonna be in that cave with me? I might have an
Mhm,
Alfred, but I mean, shit, you only do so much. So it's like, you feel me? But
mhm.
but outside of that, you do have to get outside and then get join up with the Justice League and accomplish goals that's in the present as well and help them people right there. So, but yeah, it's a balance. What you think, Tom?
I agree with y'all. Like I've been on both sides of the spectrum. So like I had points in my life where I didn't have any goals, and I seen the difference where I started setting goals. That's why I initially said about it being a double edged sword, because it was the transition from like just going with the flow, kind of physically being in the present, and then the weight of the goals. It felt like more of a weight, or like it felt like mentally exhausting to me. That's because you have to unlearn a way of thinking or a way of doing things or a routine, and you have to like transform. That comes with evolution. So that was why it was a double edged sword. But now, like as I'm going to the other side of it, I'm coming to understanding of the whole like stress and journey and battle and stuff. So like setting goals gives you opportunity to like be more aware of yourself. Um, that's the biggest perk, the very biggest perk, because a lot of people don't even do like self analysis. A lot of people don't even do that. They just kind of just they're so busy judging other people, they don't really judge or analyze themselves like they do others. So that's definitely like the biggest perk in setting goals, and you're actually striving for something better. You're not just giving in. Some people say that's what life is about, getting everything you wanted and then just like giving in. How you gonna really get there if you never had goals intact? And
Mhm.
then if you're not doing that, then what is life? Real shitty, obviously, but there's so many levels to it. It's just like, what is life without goals? It's just
Nah,
it's
straight up.
it's, it's definitely a one-way street to misery. It's definitely
Nah,
a one-way
straight.
street to misery. You know what I'm saying? So goals are very important to like a happy and like wealthy and like fucking like healthy life.
Yeah,
Yep.
you
And wealth
said
can be
goals
in
to
so many different
ensure
ways
that
too.
you go ahead.
No, I just said wealth can be in so many different ways too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It ain't just financially, but yeah, yeah. But you set goals to ensure that the what you want you get. So if you don't ever set a goal in life and it just means you never wanted anything. You know, you gotta set goals because that's how you get what you want. You gotta set goals.
Nah,
Hmm.
straight up.
I
Got
like
to.
how you said that.
Yes, sir.
Nah, so how we looking on time, yo?
Yeah, we got some more time. We almost getting to 11. We started around 10, where it was like 10:05. It's around like 10.
We got like
I
10
know the
minutes
last
left.
I know the last time before I left the recording and came back, it said 52 minutes. And now we've been 10 minutes in, so we'd be like at an hour and 2 minutes or some shit like that.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, well, shit. Where we at? Y'all want to keep going? Y'all got more
Of
questions? He
course, we
said,
gotta
"Of
keep
course, let's
going.
go."
So we all three have young we have males that we have sons. Um, what's something that you guys wanna want to teach them? What's one thing that you want to make sure that your son knows?
For me, I'll go first. For me, I teach my son that I am is the most powerful two words in the English language, and I am is the name of God. And if you put I am with anything, and then it has to be positive. You don't put I am with anything negative. I am smart. I'm intelligent. I'm strong. I'm this. I'm that. Because in the Bible it says that I am is the name of God. I don't know how people interpret it, but that's what it says in the Bible. I am, and that's what I teach to my son. And as long as you stay in that perspective, I am strong. I am this. I am that. I could do this. I could do that. And then you will have a successful life because it's your subconscious. You're teaching your subconscious that you could do anything and everything is possible. So if you tell your subconscious otherwise, and then you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's what I teach my kids,
Nah,
my son.
straight up, straight
Hmm.
up. What about you, Tom?
Really two things came in my head. One is the power of belief. Like even now, him as a 5-year old, he tends to say like, "I can't do this." I'm like, "Don't tell me you can't. You could do anything." I always say that. Implicating it a little bit now, but I just want him to believe that he could achieve whatever he puts his mind to. And then another thing, I just want to teach him about God's grace. That's the definition of my son's name, God's grace. Um, I just want to teach him, the knowledge and aspects of all God's grace, and for him to live in it too, and give it to others as well. Just gotta keep him humble and down to earth. I want my son to be a man that's down to earth. I don't want him to be arrogant, cocky, manipulative, anything like that. Like I done been around people like that, and I didn't see how they turned out. So I don't want nothing near their future for my son. So God's grace and pretty much the power of belief, because
Yeah,
those are
go
two
ahead,
things I
Thomas.
want. I want those passed on to his kids as well. So shit like that. I mean, there's a lot of other things I want to teach him, but those are like two things I've been like imprinting since he's been born. So
Nah, straight up, shit. Nah, straight up. I think science encompasses all of that as well. Teaching him, his power, and I want to teach. I'm going to teach my son to know who he is. Not what the world tells you are. So just want to reinforce that, you know, that love for self inside of him, and that way he's able to not just communicate it to the world, but to communicate it and give it to the ones that are willing to give or trying to give. No, not trying. They got to get that shit. The ones that's willing to give it to him, man. So, I want him to be, and he's going to be just better than me.
That's a fact. Yes,
I
sir.
just want
My
him
kid
to,
will be better than
yeah,
me too.
straight up. I just want him to be better than me in every way. And just know where he comes from, man. Like I said, I want him to know who he is, and where he comes from, and the people that he, you know, will eventually be responsible for. So, yeah, I want him to cherish his time, man. Cherish his time, know who he is, and lead with love, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, nah, we gonna have some amazing ass man. Man, they so damn lucky.
yeah, we some good
I be thinking
fathers,
about my
yo.
son all the time. I be like, man, you so damn lucky. But it's so amazing because you know, I get to do the things that I know that I needed when I was. You feel me?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can
Same shit.
only
Yep.
imagine how great my son is gonna be. Like this nigga about to be better than me in every way. Like
Mhm.
that's scary. That's
I know where I
crazy.
came
You know
up
what I mean?
short. I know what I needed. I'm gonna give it to my son. I'm gonna make sure he
Yeah,
got it.
man, I can
Yep.
imagine it, but I can't imagine how further he's gonna take whatever I even try to not try it, whatever I instill in him, which is gonna be nothing but greatness. It's gonna man, and then where he's gonna take it to, it's gonna be
Crazy what
crazy.
the kids gonna do with the shit that we get them with their kids. That's gonna be crazy.
Exactly, and that's the thing, man. That where because everything we give him, sets up for the future.
Exploration.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man. For all the people we'll never ever get to see, you feel me? But they'll know about us. We'll be the people that say,
It
you know what,
started
our
it.
great great grandfather, despite all of this stuff, this is the story. They be telling campfire stories and shit. How we changed the curse and flip shit for our people. So man, you know, just be an example of that is just man, it's an honor. For real. God bless you. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, it's an amazing episode. Where y'all want to go with it? Got some more questions, and what we gonna do?
We got more questions. We got more questions.
What we gonna do? I know you always got questions. Yeah,
I'm
I
out.
know you got questions.
The dissector is out.
Tony shot his. He done shot all his shots.
The dissector is out of questions.
We had a 2-shooter.
I'm good. I'm good. I asked all the questions I needed to ask. I guess we can go ahead and close this shit out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, this has been another amazing episode. Before we go, man, let's always give him some game, man. I like
we gave him
part.
a lot this episode.
Indeed. You feel me?
This whole episode is game.
Nah, straight up. But if we can leave it, you know, let's say we just telling a child that doesn't have a father, you feel me? Or if we just speaking to our sons, you feel me? What's something that you know, despite what all the things that we said we want to pass on to them, what's something that we can, you know, instill into the future son?
Believe in yourself, because when your immediate family is gone, you're going to be the only person in this world by yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, and then nobody else is going to believe in you. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to stay strong mentally. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Believe in yourself. Stay strong.
Oh, man. Only thing I got for y'all is if she got a bad personality, wear a condom. Shout out to our sponsors, Perfect Time and Realty. Bad things happen to good people, but at the perfect time. Reach out to Perfect Time and Realty and Property Solutions to take care of all your financial and property matters. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't worry, I'll be more detailed next episode. My pitch will be way better. Don't worry. It's just evolving. It's just evolving.
Straight up. Shit, man. No. I would tell people, man, know what type of time you want to buy. You know, we all in this life to buy some time, unfortunately. You know, set yourself up to buy a big amount of time, you know, so that you can live in the present and be free, man. Be free to do whatever you please with the time that you bought. Don't just settle for buying a day. Don't just settle for buying a week of vacation. Don't settle for, you know, retirement, man. Settle for a couple islands, something that you can leave your family with, you know, the ones that you'll never get to meet unless they put your brain in a robot or in a jar and they keep you.
Yes, sir.
Set your people up, man. Buy the right amount of time. You feel me? Don't settle for small increments. You can buy your freedom, man. So
and I was being an asshole on my first point, but if I just do some real shit, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it once.
Facts. Can't buy it twice, don't buy it once. That's a fact.
Nah, straight up.
And with that said, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share.
I will make sure I put it in the video. God, I be forgetting stuff like I did not put no like.
Nowhere.
So I'm just pointing everywhere.
Right, somewhere.
Y'all seen it? It was there last episode. I remember this episode, man. But yes, sir. Like, share, and subscribe, like Tony said, man.
Again, if there's a topic that y'all want to hear about, that y'all want to hear us speak about, you know, comment down in the comment section. Let us know to elaborate more on this topic here or that topic there, and you know we'll see those comments. Thomas will.
and don't comment Thomas. Do not comment AO this episode because I am responding to all y'all motherfuckers.
But you got y'all. I ain't.
Yeah, hold me down. I'm talking shit.
It's been Gotham Conversation, y'all.
Yes, sir.
This is episode 10. Yes, sir. And we
episode 10.
out.
We out.
We out.